Hi, my name is Adam Whitmer. I'm the founder and host here at ComplianceCohort.com. This compliance clip is going to talk about error resolution notices, whether they must be in writing or they can be delivered verbally. Recently, we got this question. This question said this. It said, do the error resolution notices to the customer have to be in writing or can we give them verbally? Well, the answer to this, of course, comes from Regulation E, specifically Part 1005.11. Now, there are several different notice requirements that are found in this 1005.11, which is the Procedures for Resolving Errors section of Regulation E. And those different notice requirements include a notice to inform the consumer of the requirement to provide the written confirmation in order for them to get provisional credit. The notice requirement that it must be sent 2 business days after provisional credit is provided. The notice that must be provided to the consumer 3 business days after completing the investigation. A written explanation of findings when no error occurred or a different error occurred. And finally, the final notice found in Regulation E, Part 1005.11, is the notice of debiting provisional credit. So as you can see, these are all of the things that financial institutions must tell the consumer. And so the question is a little vague. It doesn't tell me which one specifically they're wanting to know. Can it be verbally or does it have to be in writing? So let's take a look at all of these and determine whether or not these have to be in writing or these can be provided verbally. So to do this, let's take a look at the commentary. Specifically, comment 1 to 1005.11c says this. It says, unless otherwise indicated in this section, the financial institution may provide the required notices to the consumer either orally or in writing. So if they don't tell us it has to be in writing, we are permitted to provide it verbally to the consumer. Now, are there any sections that require it to be in writing? Well, they probably wouldn't have put this notice in if there weren't. But there is only one. There's only one section that specifically requires a verbal notice. I wrote down oral here, but it's a written notice. I wrote that down as oral notice. It's a written notice. So there's only one section that requires a written notice, and that section is 1005.11d1. It says this is the section that requires the written, that's their key there, written explanation of a finding when no or different error occurred. So all of the other elements, all the other notices can be provided to customers verbally. That said, the best practice is to provide written notice. Now, why is that? Because if you're providing a verbal notice to the consumer and not putting it in writing, how does an examiner or somebody investigating a complaint by a consumer know that you in fact provided the notice as required under Regulation E? So the best practice tends to be to just provide the notice in writing, because if you're not providing it in writing, you have to somehow document internally that all the elements of each section and each notice requirement are provided to the consumer. So in practice, it's easiest and really the best practice to just give a written notice every single time to dot your I's and cross your T's and prove that you provided required notices to the consumer. So there's only one section that actually requires a written notice to the consumer under the error resolution procedures. That's 1005.11d1. However, the best practice is to always provide the written disclosure, though you don't have to for the other areas, but that is definitely the best practice. Now, that's it for this compliance clip. If you're new to the compliance cohort, we offer a bunch of free compliance clips that are free training videos just like this available on our website at compliancecohort.com. It's our basic membership. Our basic membership is a free membership where we have hundreds of free training videos just like this, hundreds of articles. We do a weekly newsletter. We do giveaways, a lot of information available to you for free through our basic membership. If you're interested in taking a deep dive into topics like Regulation E, because we do have a couple of training programs on Regulation E, we've got some deep dive programs in our store at compliancecohort.com/store. Again, that's all I have for you for this compliance clip. And until next time, I hope you have a great day. Thanks a lot.